Okay, so it's a beautiful Saturday morning and it is 10:30. We've already been here for a half an hour.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. Yeah, we forgot about all the doggone what do they call it? The niceties. Just jump right into it. So,
Jump right into it. There are icicles on the trees right now. They are melting, but there are icicles on the trees. I just had a beautiful experience with a hypnotic meditation with the amazing and incredible
mm,
Bill Collum. It feels really good. I have this very vivid visual in my head right now. I'm not wearing a purple suit this time, but I am wearing a purple dress that has a design, and it's one of my dresses in my closet. And I feel excellent. Hey,
good, good. And if for those that are watching this yesterday, I posted the benefits of hypnosis. For those of you that are struggling with anything. It could just be a block in your career. It could be something like losing weight or smoking or any of those things. Uh, Having a hypnotic session is can be very, very beneficial. So if you haven't seen that, go back and look at and see the benefits that you can get from that. We have or we know. If I don't know if Jim watches this, but Jim, where's he from? Not Scotland, right?
I thought it was
Is
Scotland.
it Scotland? Yeah,
Mhm.
he's from Scotland. He's a hypnotherapist, and we can put you in touch with him or with me, and we can talk about how you can get some of that. But it's a good form of a good way to get yourself really, really relaxed and have your subconscious mind involved in everything that you're doing. And the reason I was doing one with Andrea today was this is part of our perfect body journey. And then later this afternoon, I'll do one with Sophie. And we posted a video yesterday, and the video that we posted yesterday of the three of us, I don't know if you'll find anything exciting in that video, but what it was is just to show you that we're there to support each other. So if anybody has something they want to talk about, or if they want to discuss the previous week, we can. And so that's what we did. We discussed our week. We discussed any little challenges that we might have had, like I do, opening the peanut can and looking at them, and then because I know what I'm doing. I put the lid back on. If I took the lid off, sometimes I don't usually take the lid off, but I put it back on and I stick it back in the cupboard. Then I look in the refrigerator. And
See if anything calls to you.
if I do eat something, it's an apple or something of that nature. But I try to make sure with everything now that I don't eat unless I'm hungry. So,
I was trying to decide this morning. I had my shot of apple cider vinegar. Not pleasant, but I know what it's helping with my belly. Um, Trying to, detox certain things out of my belly. And also I had my morning tea um, that I add ginger, cinnamon, ground cloves, and cayenne pepper.
all
I
good
know
things for your bad cholesterol as well. Green tea with and cinnamon and all those things are very good for bad cholesterol.
didn't know that. And the tea that I'm drinking is a dandelion tea,
Oh,
which also doesn't have the most pleasant taste on its own. So I add the lemon and then those other ginger, cinnamon, ground cloves, and cayenne pepper. And so it has a little bit of zing to it. Um, but it makes it very warm and refreshing. And when I drink it, it actually my body feels really warm. So I had a jacket on before I came on the call, and I was like, I'm feeling a little too warm, too toasty, like feeling hot.
yeah. That's because the snow quit.
Yes, it's cool. But you know what? I took some pictures of what I could get this morning before the sun melted away because I think it's right now it's 35 degrees here in North Carolina, well, in my part of North Carolina, and I think it might get up to, I don't know, 38, 48, who knows? But I enjoyed the little bit of joy that I experienced when the frozen rain was coming down yesterday. Of course, it's not a pleasant thing for when you're driving at night because things are getting slick and slippery, but I wasn't on the road. So thankfully, hubby got home safely and I could talk about the snow that it was in my mind.
You know, when you were talking about your tea, not the snow, I heard the mindfulness of what you were doing, that it was deliberate. Everything that you were putting in it was deliberate, and everything was mindful of the fact that you feel that it's good for you, good for your body, and that your body will recognize that as a good source to help you be healthy. And that's what our 90-day journey, you, myself, and Sophie is. It's not about losing 50 pounds. It could happen. But it's about being mindful of and loving our body, which goes back to my favorite book, The Having. If you really, really are grateful for your body, why are you treating it like crap? You know, the last time I loved something that, you know, as much as I love myself, I didn't treat it like crap. You know, got to have a love affair with your body.
Definitely, because it gives you a different perspective on the things that you actually do to it.
Yeah. If you are not in possession right now of what is a, well, it is, your body's perfect no matter what, because you're a perfect creation. You are perfect. But if it doesn't feel good to you, if it's something that you're wanting to change because it's not healthy for you, let's say, maybe you have high cholesterol, maybe you're overweight and you're going to have you think you might have a heart attack. Well, if you think it enough, you probably will. If that's the case, every time you take a bite of food, remind yourself how much you love yourself. You know, and if you remind yourself how much you love yourself, maybe you won't eat as many bites. Maybe you'll cut the fat off the T-bone steak. You know, I love the fat on a ribeye steak. You know, but I cut it off now because it's not healthy. It's not giving my body the right things so that I can live another 30 years or so. Now, if I wanted to just only live another year or two, I'd go eat some more ribeye with. But you gotta treat everything in your now with love. And if you do that, that's where the gratitude comes in. That's where the having comes in, and that's where everything in your life starts to change. Because if you're treating it with respect and love and gratitude, it can only get better. And that's every aspect of your body, of your life, not just your body. It's about your wallet. You know, the fact if you went out and bought gas today and you bitched about how much the gas price was, well, you had gas. At least you had the money to buy the gas, even if it was on a credit card. At least you had the car to put the gas in, even if you're paying a monthly payment. At least it got you to where you were going. That's the now. Be grateful for every moment of that. So, and I wasn't even going to mention the having today.
Yeah, but how can it not come up in any conversation? The having gratitude, same thing. And you know, you mentioned gas, car payment, uh, getting things on credit. Here's the gratitude in all of that. So number one, if you have a car note, um, a company, a lending company decided that you were worthy. Now let's take away any thoughts that you have about unworthiness, but let's just go and play along for a moment. A lending company found you worthy enough to pay this car note that you are able to pay. Your investor, i.e., your job, um, um, invested in you by hiring you. So they give you a paycheck for your work so that you can pay the car note. And then when you go to the gas station, if you have a credit card, or if you use your debit card for money in your bank account, either way, you have the ability to pay for the gas, pay for the car note, drive the car because you have working hands and working feet that you need for gas pedal and a steering wheel. You have your eyesight so that you can see the road. So I won't go any further than that, but do you see where this goes? And so if you're able to see and you're able to drive the car, then you're able to get to where you need to get the food, to get the thing, to get the gas, to pay the bill, to do the thing. And so it's all a beautiful circle of um,
Of
the
now.
of, right of having everything that you have
Yeah.
so that you're able to enjoy. And so if you um make a decision to feel good about paying the bills because you have the money to pay the bills, having the credit because someone is entrusting you to pay for that credit that they're advancing you. I mean, it's all beautiful. You wake up in the morning and you feel no pains in your body and you're like, "Ooh, I feel good today. It must have been something I did yesterday. And so I'm going to feel good no matter what." And it's it just when you're in a state of gratitude and understanding what having is right now, then you open yourself up to receive so much more, but then you open yourself to be able to recognize and see all the doors that are opening and open available for you to either step through, peek through, look from a distance and say, that looks interesting. Maybe I'm curious, maybe I'm not, but you have that option and you can decide whether the things that you're recognizing and seeing as opportunities for you are because you're practicing gratitude in the right now, everything you have right now. And so the universe is saying, well, I got some more for you. God is saying, I have some more for you. Let me show you this. And then you as the individual have the option to decide what it is you want and what you're saying, well, maybe not today, but maybe on another day. But you have all those opportunities because you're practicing gratitude for what you have right now in this moment.
Well,
And so, yeah,
for just a second, imagine you didn't wake up.
then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you woke up. That right there is the start of every day. You know, you start with the fact that you had a good sleep. You had a fact that you woke up, that you have a nice you have a place with a roof over your head, a place to use the bathroom, a toothbrush, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We have so much that we take for granted,
Mhm.
and the whole idea is don't take it for granted. Be grateful for what you have, and the good news is you're going to get more to be grateful for. That's the good news. That's how simple it is. You just have to start with the simple step of now, though. Do it now. So that's all I have to say about that.
Mm. But that's really powerful. And I think that life is really just about practicing being in the moment of where you're at right now.
Wait, and
And
I wasn't gonna. I said that's all I have to say about that, but I have one more thing. I always have one more thing, don't I? And I guess maybe I was listening to chapter 14 or 15 today when I was doing my treadmill. Now, for those of you that have heard anything about me, you know I hate to walk. It's boring. I hate the treadmill even worse because it's more boring. I don't like to run because I just don't like to run to run. I want to go somewhere, like from here at home to first base to second base to third base, or the end zone for a touchdown, or down the court for a shot on basketball. Whatever it is, I want to go somewhere. But I did it. I got up and I exercised, and I was a very I wasn't doing any exercise here for the last 2 or 3 years, or very limited exercise, very sedentary. And I got motivated by Sophie. But what it brings me the circle is I'm so grateful I have the legs to do this. I'm so grateful that I have the treadmill to do the boring walk. I'm grateful that I can be bored.
well, you know what, Bill? You do these incredible hypnotic meditations with um, with me, you've done them with Sophie, and you give us the opportunity to visualize these different scenes. And so I would impress upon you that as you're walking, or if you ever choose to run on a treadmill, I don't like running there for very specific reasons for me. But I have run, and when I run, it's with the intention of feeling good, exerting some energy, getting my heart rate up. But um, something that Bill could do is Bill can imagine that he is running on first base, or that he is walking to that favorite lake that maybe, he wants to enjoy the scenery around. And so when you reframe the how boring something is, or how unexciting, or even that in itself could motivate you to more, because then you're in your mind's eye, in your imagination, you're seeing something beautiful, and then whatever boredom you were feeling from just being in a place where, if you're not into walking outside, for any amount of time, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you want to do a treadmill, either because it's too cold outside, or because it's too hot outside, or whatever the situation may be, um, you still have the opportunity within yourself to make it fun, and imagine yourself in the exact scene that you described, because it feels good. And then all of a sudden, it's no longer boring, because while you're on that treadmill, you could imagine yourself running from first to second to third, right? You can imagine yourself running and catching a ball, of whether it's football or basketball. And so it's all about,
Yeah, I'm trying out for the NFL next year. I'm going to be the
oh,
oldest player in
right.
the. No, you know what I did do instead of that? What I did do is I was mindful of my thoughts of that, and I joke about it being boring. That's something that I've
Of
done
course, yeah.
my entire life. But I actually look forward to my treadmill now because I'm listening to the halving.
Hmm.
And it doesn't have to be the halving. It can be Jonathan Livingston Seagull, or it could be a book of poems, whatever it is. It's an opportunity to use your mind and listen to it and pay attention to that, and then you don't even know you're walking. You don't even know you're on the treadmill until the time is up that you've designated. And then I actually went a little bit longer this morning because I wanted to finish the chapter that I was. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can motivate yourself or to make it a more enjoyable experience. And your imagination is the best way to do it, because when I get into the book now, my imagination is with the book as well. So,
Hmm.
but the last thing I want to say about the having today, and I know I said that already twice now, is we're not telling you just because you have money in your wallet to go buy something. That's not
Right,
what we're telling. That's not living in the moment. That's not living in the having, unless that really feels good for you.
right.
If it feels good, okay. But if you're thinking, wow, this is way too expensive, this car is not worth it, this shirt is not worth it, these shoes are not worth it, but I have the money, I'm going to buy it because Bill said the having says you got to live in the now, and I like the shoes, you know. Well, that's not it. You got to be everything about it is supposed to be right for you. You're not worried. Let's say you're doing it on a credit card. You're not worried about when the bill comes in, that you're going to have to pay the bill and those type of things. Be grateful for the exact moment. And if the first thought in your mind is, I can't afford it, or this is a waste of my money, or, shame on them for charging this much, be aware of your thought and then think about it for just a second. Why did those thoughts come up? Those are limiting beliefs that you inherited. We all inherit things. We're all looking for our inheritance. We inherited our parents' beliefs, our teachers' beliefs, our environment's beliefs. So you gotta stop and think about that mindset that you have, and get that worked on a little bit by yourself or with a good coach. Oh, wait a minute! I see two good coaches on this Zoom. they can help you with your mindset. And that's where it starts, is with your mindset and gratitude. So,
Yeah, and just to also add to that, Bill, it's about feeling good about everything that you're doing. That means with the food that you're eating, that's with the people that you choose to surround yourself with, that's with the things that you want to buy or want to have. If you're not feeling 100% good about something and something else is saying, "Ooh, this is not something I should be doing," and you have a thought, I mean, you'll know when something feels 100% good because it doesn't matter the cost, it doesn't matter what is behind your decision. It just feels good in the moment. You love it, and it doesn't change your feeling about the thing that you choose to do. Doesn't change later on. It remains the same. And then when you do receive that either that compliment because you've been eating healthy and so you have a glow to yourself and you seem more energetic, and somebody says, wow, you look like something great has happened and changed, and you're thinking, well, I've been exercising, I've been eating mindfully, I've been doing this. That feels good, and that just reinforces. You're not looking for it, it just happens, right? Or when it comes time to pay for that credit card bill because you bought this incredible amazing scarf that just you had to have it, it felt good, it looked good on you, you tried it on, you're like, yes, I could wear it, this jacket, this outfit, and do this thing. And when the bill comes and you have to pay your, $50, $60 for this amazing, incredible scarf, you're like, wow, it feels so good that now I can pay for it. I was able to pay for it cash when I originally bought it, but it just felt good just to put it on the credit card and later on remind myself how good it felt to buy that scarf. And I'm reminded again, so I'm not paying for the bill. Oh my God, that feels so good. And then when you're eating something, even if it is a delicious slice of raspberry lemon cheesecake, right? And you're enjoying every bite, and you're like, wow, I taste the raspberries, I taste the lemon. There's fresh lemon in here. Everything tastes natural and it tastes good and delicious, and you enjoy that without saying, "Ooh, if I eat one bite of this cheesecake, 50 pounds are going to come." But you just feel good. And so your journey with life, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's mind, spirit, it's about feeling good in the moment. And if something doesn't feel good 100%, and there's something else is saying, oh, this, then you need to reevaluate in that moment and say, okay, if it doesn't feel good, then I can't move forward until I do feel good. And then you can reflect later on and figure out what was there that made you feel discomfort or unease or worry or whatever unpleasant thoughts or feelings came up, so that you become even more self-aware. And going forward, as you're taking different steps on your journey, going up and down, going up or down your path to seeing, that beautiful scene where you feel good that you're there, but you have these moments to reflect and acknowledge that every decision that you make needs to feel good to you. But there's going to be decisions that you make that don't feel good and you make them anyway. But then that's just something that you can learn about yourself.
you know, everything we're talking about, you can start real simple. You can start with smiling at people, genuinely smiling at people, not faking them, and see the reaction. See the reaction. Have you ever seen how when a baby smiles at you, how you react? I don't care if you're the, Hulk Hogan. A baby smiles at you. See that? It affects you. The energy of that smile affects you. So affect other people. Give them that appreciation. Be grateful for the fact that you can smile and be with those people, and it's catching. You can affect more people with smiling and saying and complimenting and being positive not finding the negative in your, you went to Starbucks and they put too much foam on whatever it is. They make coffees with foam or whatever it is. What is that, a latte? I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't been, the last time I went to a Starbucks was probably 10 years ago, and that was to get some hot chocolate. Yeah. But I mean, and I had this conversation with my wife this morning. Perspective, you can say something and there's my perspective and your perspective are completely different about what it is. Now, you can find the negative or you can find the positive. So I'll give you an example. This morning she was, I said, oh, I forgot to put some lotion on my face after I shaved. And I went in and I got the lotion. And she wanted me to try some black snail lotion that, for those of you, for those of you that are, we'll just say, senior male citizens, you're probably not thinking about black snail lotion. So, and I had the lotion I use is Dove or something by Neutrogena or something like that. And I sparingly use it. There's not a. I grew up in a generation where men didn't rub lotion all over their face all the time. Now, my son-in-law, different story. When the men purse came out, he had a man purse. I mean, and yet this guy is probably the most manly person you'd ever think of. But when you see him with that man purse, you're thinking, my goodness, guy, what's going on? So, I'm in there to put the lotion on, and she really wanted me to put this, I think it's black snail or something from Korea, because all the ingredients are perfect in it. And she grabs my lotion, says, see, alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. That's why your skin's drying out. Alcohol. And I said, well, this company used to be, a respected name, Neutrogena or whatever it is. I says, I didn't look at the thing to see alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. And I says, but, you could be looking at it and say, at least I'm putting lotion on my face. Perspective. There's good and there's bad, and if you want it, you can look at anything and you can find the bad. Why not turn it around and find the positive and find the reason to be grateful for that moment? I was grateful I had the lotion. I was grateful I had a mirror to put it on. I was grateful I had hands to rub it on. I was grateful that I just did it because I'm a lazy man. So anyway, and
Lotion.
this stuff, the smiling and the gratitude and even simple things like we're not simple things, but the things we're doing right now about the perfect body journey. If you talk to people around you, it rubs off. I mean, it literally rubs off. My wife was eating seconds last night, and as she's eating, and she says, I don't really feel good because I'm just eating this out of boredom. Eating this out of, because it tastes good, not because I need it or want it. It rubs off without you even trying.
Definitely, definitely. And so, and that kind of plays also into when you're on a journey yourself and you think about the other people around you that you either live with or you have a close relationship with, you know, you don't have to tell them you should do this because I'm doing it and because it's good for you. All you have to do is just do your thing. And when they're ready, they'll either join you or they'll begin to make changes on their own that feel good to them. And so this journey that the three of us are going on right now, which is a lifelong journey, but we're doing this together as to support each other, is really about doing things that make you feel good and having the support there so that if you're having challenges, you can say, hey, I'm having this challenge and I really would like to be able to work through this particular thing in a different way because maybe what I've been doing hasn't been working to my satisfaction. And then there's no judgment. There's no, well, why didn't you do XYZ? That even when we're expressing our thoughts about things that we're learning as individuals, nobody's saying, oh, well, I don't believe whatever it is you're looking up or reading or finding out about yourself. It's just you then everyone gives their perspective and you have an opportunity because it is an opportunity for you to say, I never actually thought about that. Let me investigate. Let me find out more. And then you find out new things about yourself in the process. Like for me, the slow eating. Yeah, I thought that was a bull crap, even though I heard it a lot. Eat slow, take your time, don't scarf down your food because it's just really not healthy. I'm like, the food is going in and it's going to come out eventually. So why? I'm just eating. It needs to get done. It's part of being, I need food in order to sustain my life. But when you stop and you think, and even after years and years of hearing that same old, I thought it was a bunch of bullcrap. I was like, I'm eating and I'm eating healthy. But when you take the time to try things in a different way, you either find out that, hey, I actually like this, or you know what, I'm going to continue to do. And all of it is okay. Whatever you decide is okay. There's nothing wrong with how you're doing things, except if you don't feel good about what you yourself are doing. And then that's when you need to change. But don't do it because somebody else tells you. Just do it because you want to see different results than what you've seen so far.
And here's another good example of, like we talked about, the eating slower, because it gives your body a chance to react to what you put in it. Is the reason for eating slower. It doesn't have anything to do with tasting the food. It doesn't have anything. That's a byproduct of it. But it has to do with giving your body the amount of time to tell you, hey, I don't need anything else. I'm full right now. But we also, one of the suggestions that I made when we first started this journey was chew your food, you chew every bite 20 times. You can't chew rice 20 times without this water in your mouth, and you're no longer tasting anything. And you're actually saying to yourself, yeah, I want to swallow this stuff. It was a guideline, but we found out real quick because we're going to chew our every bite 20 minutes. We're thinking, that'll slow the eating down. It will. It's just as easy to put your fork down than
Right.
it is to chew 20 times. The reason to chew your food, not a specific amount of chews, is so you can taste it, so you can
Mhm.
appreciate it, so that you know why you're eating it. I mean, we all say we like something. I like ribeye steaks. Well, when was the last time I tasted a ribeye? Really, really tasted a
Mhm.
ribeye steak, and you'll see a big difference when you start actually mindfully eating. Now, that
Absolutely.
ribeye steak, I might have to chew 20 times, but
Yes.
rice or jello, I don't, but I can still still taste it. So it's all about being mindful of what you're doing, and when you're mindful of that bite in your mouth, whether you chew it 20 times or 10 times, it gives you an opportunity to taste it, to know
Mhm.
why you're eating it. I know that if I put a bite of cottage cheese in my mouth, first of all, I'd spit it out now because I'm not a kid. But as a kid, I had to eat it. They made me eat it. I probably chewed it 100 times because I didn't want to swallow it, because it was terrible. And now that I think about it, the more I had it in my mouth, the more I was tasting it. You know? I should have, I should have took the example of my mother. I grew up in a kind of a warped household. Now, and I laugh at it because it's funny. I remember my father loved us to eat chili peppers, the green chili peppers. Now I like pepperoncinis. I got that from Olive Garden. They used to give you all you can eat salad and breadsticks and pepperoncinis, and I said, wow, these are good. I love these things. But his were the green chili peppers, and we had to eat a chili pepper every night at one part of our life. I don't know. That wasn't a long thing we did, but it was probably to shut us up, to be honest. Uh, but my mother would. She knew that that probably wasn't what he should be making us do, so she would have one as well. But she'd stick it in her mouth and just swallow it. She didn't chew that sucker where the seeds come out and burn your mouth and everything. I should have done that with the cottage cheese. I should have just crammed it in there and swallowed it and gone on my way. I know that's a kind of a warped story, but you know what I got out of that? I like spicy food now. I like pepperoncinis, even if they're a little bit hot. I like, and I'm gonna destroy the name, but it's chicken killiguen or something in Guam, where they marinate chicken in hot. They call them boonie peppers, these little tiny red peppers that grow in the boonies, and
Mm.
it gets so spicy that, and they eat it with like a tortilla. You're eating it, and for me, I'll have tears just flowing out of my eyes, and I'll be hiccuping from the hot stuff, and I can't stop. I just love it. It's delicious. See, so my father gave me a gift, even though it was warped. It didn't have a bow on it. It wasn't wrapped. So
Right.
anyway, but I appreciate it.
Wow. I like that story, Bill.
That's all I have to say about that. Forrest Gump.
I think when I was younger, I didn't like spicy food. The desire for spicy food came as an adult, probably in my uh, late 30s, early 40s. And now I don't eat hot food, but I can eat hot food. And so if it's too hot that it's uncomfortable, then it's too hot for me. So when I watch friends that eat like ghost pepper hot food, I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? It's incredible. But um, I enjoy it more so now. And I made the other day for dinner, I made this delicious salad and I made salmon. I grilled salmon and I put some spices on it, but then I put red pepper flakes on top of it, and it gave it just the perfect amount of pop to it. And it just laid it all beautifully on top of the salad. And I broke it up and ate. Oh man, it was delicious. And then I tasted those red pepper flakes here and there. Um, it was, it was a
Yeah,
great meal, and I enjoyed every morsel of it.
I agree with you. As far I don't like things so spicy that all you taste is the spice instead of the actual food.
Mhm.
Even though chicken killiwan is just one of those things that I can't
Can't
stop.
stop.
I just keep,
It's
like, I eat it slow though, because it's so hot. So we've used up our 35 minutes talking about chili recipes here now. So
Yes. But this has been a great conversation just about gratitude, about self-love, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, we are having an imagination party on January 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would love for you to join. Spots are limited, so sign up as soon as you can. When you come, bring yourself and bring something that makes you feel good. And we welcome you to just share your thoughts, share your dreams, and just join the party with us. It's about imagining possibility and being grateful. But this particular imagination party is going to be about self-love and gratitude. And so our conversations will be centered around that. Up until that, they have been, and they will continue to be even after. And so if you like what you've been listening to, and we thank you for coming to the end of our show for today. We appreciate you being a part of our community. And if what we've talked about today is of value to you or someone that you know, share it with them. If you haven't already, subscribe to The Dream and the Journey and leave a comment and let us know if there's something you would like to for us to talk about, or maybe you want to participate and become part of the conversation.
yeah, and
Um,
if you want to experience the journey that we're on the perfect body, once or twice a week we put something in the Facebook page called the Go Me Club.
I love
It
it.
was called something else till this morning, but anyway, it's the Go Me Club. The mind equals your life, I think was what I had it
Mhm.
named before, but it was just too hard for me to want to remember all the time. Too many words. So that's it for us today. Don't yeah. Please join us in the imagination party that we're having on the 25th. It's a lot of fun. It's an hour of your life to an hour and a half, depending on what everybody wants to, participate. But it's an hour and a half. I think you'll truly, truly, truly enjoy, and you'll get some good stuff out of it.
Definitely. Well, I have nothing else, Bill. Do you?
I have nothing else except I'm gonna stop the recording because I did have one thing that I don't want everybody else to hear. No, that I just wanted,
We're planning, yes, some
yeah,
stuff.
some business related things that I just wanted to mention real quick as far as our coaching program. That's all. So I'm gonna hit stop
Fantastic.
right
Well,
now.
toodaloo,
There you go.
darlings.
Sayonara. Do, do.